Nottingham, that's like right in the middle of the country, Rotherham country. And just going to give you contact details. It's a part of an organisation, a very small team, Inclusive Solutions. We're psychologists who kind of specialise in inclusion. So if you want to read more about, if your head's maybe getting a bit full by now, you want to read more about what I'm talking about, check out the website. Okay? So if we just pass those around, that's what the website does. I want to talk to you about this thing, Create Seven with Friends. It's an idea I learned about 20 years ago. Wonderful chap, Pierpoint, and the team up here, the wonderful team, and spent many years trying to get going in the UK together with a couple of colleagues. And it's really got really into the system now. People know it, recognise it. But I just want, in case, because even though you're right across this side of the Atlantic, you may not know of it, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. And it's the idea of building a team around a young person who is isolated through either their challenging behaviour, disability, for whatever reason they're isolated. And you want to build a team, you want to do something about their inclusion. Because I think they're saying pretty good. I think about 80% of inclusion is young people, isn't it? It's other young people when it comes to inclusion in schools. They're increasingly aware of just how important this is. People ignore it, don't they? Oh no, it's all about resources and how many adults they work with them and all that stuff. So the mindset differences here is no, the answers actually sit with the community, sit with the other young people. If we can galvanise them, if we can kind of invite them to get involved really. Rather than saying it's none of your business, this young person's inclusion, this is like saying it's everybody's business and it's particularly young people's business to get involved. So the practical aspects of this are to go, once having identified that the young person is isolated for whatever reason through their behaviour or their disability, is to meet with in primary school the whole class group. In a high school, maybe a big chunk of their year group, maybe 30, 40 young people of their year group, and to kind of build some empathy with that young person. I don't know if you're familiar with the circles diagram, kind of where I'm working. 8 people in your life, who you hang out with, and friends, you know the one, yeah. So a bit of love. Getting young people to do that similar exercise with themselves, and to imagine life if you had nobody to hang out with and no friends, what would that make you feel inside, and in fact, how would you start behaving? And it's not hard to get any group of young people to tell you exactly what that feels like. And then to compare that with what they've noticed about the young person when things are going well for them and when things aren't going so well for them. And surprise, there's a massive overlap. And once one or two of them start spotting the overlap, that's just how we'd behave if we had no friends. Then you've got a little moment of empathy, got a bit of a bridge built there, and then it's a small step to say, so who might be part of trying to sort things out, moving things on? What ideas have you got? Well, one idea is, what about building a team around this young person? And then that is the next step. Who's interested? Hands up or stand up. People stand up. And then you do some recruiting. You get the young people to be involved in who actually gets recruited. And then you build a team around that person. The team, the circle of friends, then meets with the young person present once a week. Weekly meeting of about 30 minutes, 20 to 40 minutes, that kind of time. And they figure things out, they problem solve together, and then they kind of watch in a supportive way and get involved during the week for that young person. So the young person's got a team of similar age people. If the young person was an adult, we call this a circle support, wouldn't we? It's the same kind of principle. Deliberately inviting people. This is the intentional building of relationships. This is what gardeners do, isn't it? To make sure things grow. We do things on purpose to make them much more we kind of prepare the ground, put seedlings in, we water gently, but ultimately we have to step back. Sometimes, certainly in the UK, a young person who's very disabled will have something stuck by them all the time. And if you ask other children about that, they will say, that becomes weird. Well, I'd like to talk to them, and they've got this person here. When I approach them, I kind of feel like I want to talk to them before I can talk to them. In this sense, you move the person away, and young people do not in that space in a more natural way. That's what you're going for. You're messing with the chemistry. And what we found is genuine friendships occur. Not always in the circle, sometimes outside the circle. You notice challenging behaviour will really confront, especially really angry behaviours. I remember saying to this boy once, I said, look, if I told you to calm down, you get more angry. What's going on? But when these two very quiet girls say, just leave it, come over here. I said, what's going on? And he said to me, he just looked at me and said, you mate, it's not like this. No big deal. So, very powerful. I think I must have set up about 100 circles now. And some really good outcomes. So, if you haven't ever done this, and you want to try it, this is the approach of you. This is very moving. You can get involved, and here you have people speaking about this. Very recently, I set one up, circle around a young boy with autism, and the circle was 6-year-olds, so very young. And we were talking about the young man. He kept screaming, had to go in the corridor, still screaming. What do we do about it? And this little boy he popped up with, he just said, you just need to go over to him and say, I love you. That was their strategy. So they all agreed to do this. I love you. He would just calm down. Who could make that up? As an educator, you could never say to your children, this week I want you all to go up to George and say I love you when he gets angry. You just couldn't do it, could you? It's much more likely to work. Go for it. There's loads on the website, there's a book about it, if you want to read about it. Jack and many people here know about the approach as well. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you.